Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest stories. We start with this report claiming that Barcelona are studying options to sign a new right back. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Then, secondly, talking about Bernardo Silva of Manchester City, it has been reported that Man City will not make Barcelona's pursuit of Bernardo Silva easy. We are also going to be looking at that. So, guys, as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't turned on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Give the video a like and please watch it right up to the very end. Barcelona's opening La Liga game against Rayo Vallecano was a rather eye-opener for several reasons. For one, it was evident that there is still a lot of work to be done on the attacking front. The other issue that came forward was a lack of depth in the fullback area. Shedding light on the latter predicament, journalist Xavi Lemos has said that the coaching staff is insisting on reinforcing the two defensive options. For that, while Marcos Alonso will fulfill the left-back spot, Barcelona are now studying options for the right-back slot. It is pretty much evident that Xavi does not really trust regular right-back Sergio Dest for the club, and to overcome the plight, he has preferred using Ronald Araujo instead. While the Uruguayan has done well at times, he is not a natural right-back. In all fairness, Xavi does not have much to work with for his exact position. He is expecting Dest to depart despite the fact that the Dutch-born American defender seems adamant about wanting to succeed wearing the garnet and blue for Barcelona. For now, there are no active negotiations going on with any team for the young right-back, but Barcelona have a few right-back targets in mind. This includes former Arsenal skipper Hector Bellerin, among others, after the deal for Cesar Azpilicueta collapsed a few weeks back. Xavi understands the situation at hand, especially after he saw Araujo struggling to fit in that right-back role. Hence his comments, he said, we have to strengthen ourselves there. After the game, he said, so it did not even come as a surprise. There were reports that Xavi might as well deploy Jules Koundé on the right, but the former Sevilla man has reportedly indicated to the manager that he does not wish to play as a right-back. This means there is no other option for Barcelona but to dive deep into the market and explore the options available to bolster their right back spot. So going for a new right back is an absolute necessity. Absolute necessity. I think Barca should do that as soon as possible because we don't have so much time left for this month to get to a close when the transfer window comes to a close as well. A couple of names have been mentioned. When we saw how Araujo did, in his performance on Saturday against Rayo, it's just evident that Barca need a natural right back. You can't bring a player who is far better as a centre back and you're putting at the right back. What are you expecting? The fact that he did well against Real Madrid does not mean he will do well against all games. And Xavi should know that. It's not a matter of putting Araujo as a right back because you opted to leave Sergio Dest, who is our only natural right back. I never saw any issue, even if he could have just called Dest to come and feature for some few minutes in that game. And of course, knowing fully well that he as a player should be sold, but does not mean that he should not play the first game. Look at people like Frankie de Jong. He can also be sold, but he did play the first game. So after all this, we need a right back. A right back is a necessity. Cesar Azpilicueta of Chelsea was the most linked right back, but unfortunately for us, things did not work out. The player shocked Barcelona. He disappointed us by signing a new deal. Of course, after Todd Boehly, the new owner of Chelsea, had to convince him to stay. And of course, Barca have no choice than to keep their options open. Look for better alternatives out there. So far we don't know who is a priority right now among the players that are listed as the potential right back at the Camp Nou. But a right back is a necessity. Jules Koundé have already told Xavi that, if Xavi is even thinking of putting him as a right back, he will not be able to do, despite his ability to carry the ball and everything like that. So Xavi needs a natural right back. If not, we will not cope. We will really suffer. For left back, I think Alonso is coming. So Barca are not too concerned like at first when it comes to a left back because Marcos Alonso will be our new left back. Because left back is also a position that Barca really need to strengthen. We saw how Jordi Alba is deteriorating. Jordi Alba is not a Jordi Alba in the past. Against Rayo Vallecano, he had a very poor game. And there's no consistency again in most of our veterans. So that's why we need these players to start considering their exit from Barcelona, knowing that their time is getting over when it comes to their careers at FC Barcelona. So Alonso, even though Alonso is not a young star, but it will be just for a short-term fix because Alonso is at 31 years old, so he just got some few years left in his boots to compete. So our focus right now will be right back because Alonso is likely to be a Barca player as it stands. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, FC Barcelona are in for a busy couple of weeks as the club look to make some final maneuvers in the transfer market. The club are in desperate need for player sales as part of their plan to bring in new faces. Frankie de Jong, for one, has been subjected to a move away from Camp Nou, while Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has become a target for Chelsea as well. On the flip side of things, Barcelona have targeted a move for Bernardo Silva, and Xavi believed to be a keen admirer of the Portuguese international. However, according to Ferran Correas of Dario Sport, Barca have a lot of ground to cover if they are to secure the services of Silva this summer. It appears Manchester City are ready to do everything they can in order to keep hold of the former AS Monaco star this summer. The English champions rate the player so highly and consider him vital to the club's aspirations in the season ahead. Meanwhile, Barcelona have yet to make any concrete efforts in their request to sign Silva. They are yet to even contact Man City over a move, which means the Catalans must act swiftly if they are to make any grounds in their negotiations. However, signing the Portuguese international could be far from easy. A task for Barca. Man City rate the player at around 80 million euros. And even though Pep Guardiola has promised the player not to hold him back at the Etihad, Barca are not in a position to afford such a huge amount. A lot will depend on how the club manage to offload their existing stars. The sale of the young one-for-one could help them generate significant revenue, while it would not be surprising to see them cash in on Aubameyang as well. Bernardo Silva continued to be strongly linked to a move to Barca. Of course, the move will not be an easy one. Man City value the player so highly, and they will not make Barca's pursuit of the player that easy. And as we all know, if the move for Bernardo Silva to Barca is possible by any means, Barca must sell a lot of players. So far, I've been talking about Aubameyang being linked. Depay is close to Juventus. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.